Mirai is a movie that explores the depths of memory. I find the film really interesting because it doesn't have a strong through line in terms of plot. Kun is a 4-year-old boy. The tree at his house allows him to see the past and the future. Not having a storyline, the movie is free to show Kun going through the memories of his family and to let it all set in. The movie's concept is interesting and it plays out amazingly, mixing comedy with very heartfelt storytelling. The movie explores early childhood and a child's discovery the world is more than about themselves. Kun realizes this with the arrival of his younger sister. Before that, all the attention had been to him, but now he has to learn that he has responsibilities now. Responsibilities in being an older brother. Kun makes a point that is true. He didn't ask to be an older brother, but he cannot stop what has already happened. He has to focus on living now that it has happened. This movie, by having fantastical elements, cannot just show the reality of life, but the feeling of life, like Kun seeing the nightmare train, or the beauty of a sunlit day, or the melancholy of a rainy day. The film captures the feeling of being a kid, especially a young kid. I like how quickly Kun's emotions change, and I like that he is the main character. Since he is so young, he is willing to accept easily that the tree can show him the past and future. The world is still so new to him. I love how this movie shows conflicting feelings. Kun is only 4, so he doesn't really understand his own emotions yet. I particularly like the scene where he decides he does not want to go on the trip with his family, and then becomes upset because his family won't go looking for him when he hides in the house. Kun's exploration of his family's past is so heart-wrenching. The concept that he could spend a day with his grandfather, who had passed away in the present, and make memories with him is just so sweet. I like the scene too when he talks to his mom when she was a child. And she was chaotic. She liked to mess up the house, and I like that we get to see Kun and his mom have fun together in the freedom of childhood until Kun's grandmother shows up. I like to see animation tackle more subtle expressions, and it really worked in the scene when Kun is outside the house and hearing his grandmother scold his mom, saying the things that his mom would one day say to him. When it becomes too much, he runs away. This marks an important time in his life when he feels sympathy towards his mother. In the next scene, he tells his mother that she doesn't have to cry like he did when he first met her as a child. Kun's mother reveals that she doesn't know if she's being a good parent in the next scene because she doesn't like to get mad at her children. Her mother, Kun's grandmother, responds that being a parent is all about good intentions. She accepts that she's not a perfect mom, but she accepts too that she can get better and has gotten better. What this film tries to get at is the beauty of life. And not only that, but how beautiful a family can be as well. The film understands that there's much difficulty in family. There are many times when things seem impossible or it seems that you are uncared for as Kun starts his journey to learn. He comes across his dog Yoko, who appears to him as a human. Yoko explains to Kun that he used to be treated with all the attention from the parents, until Kun came along. The same thing happens to Kun when his younger sister Mirai is born. This is when Kun starts to learn his needs aren't the only in the world. Being a part of any group requires sacrifice. When you become one thing, like an older brother, you drop another thing, like being an only child. Your needs don't become non-existent. It's not like they should never be met. The movie understands this. But sometimes you just have to give up something for another's happiness, and that is a good thing. Kun sees this when his great-grandmother races his great-grandfather. His great-grandfather had injured his leg in the war and thus could not run fast. His great-grandmother stopped and let him win. The beauty of family is made in between all the chaos with kind actions. The ending is bittersweet in that regard, especially the scene which makes me cry when Kun sees his dog Yoko saying goodbye to his mother so he can be with their family. It's heartbreaking because we know Yoko loves his family and he is loved, but he will never see his mother again. It just happened like that. The movie knows life is complicated. When Kun and his mom mess up the entire house, to the children it isn't a bad thing. It's about having fun and expressing all the feelings they have been keeping inside. But to Kun's grandmother, it's a big mess that she has to clean up now. In the end, it's a lot of those small things that become important, like Kun's dad being proud that his son is able to ride a bike for the first time. Everyone in the family is important. When Kun gets back to the present, he decides that family is more important than trivial things. In the final scene, he accepts his younger sister fully and gives her a part of his own banana. It's a small gesture, but it shows he is willing to give up on things for his sister. This film is really enjoyable. I love the dynamic between Kun and his future sister and even his future self. And with his future sister, I like that she essentially acts as an older sister to him. I like that she tries so hard to get Kun to understand that his actions have consequences, but she doesn't want to hurt him. She doesn't want him to think she is better than him in their mother's eyes. And the scene where Kun, Yoko, and Mirai work together is just one of my favorite scenes. This is a good movie that shows the depths of family, how so many little things got us here, and how different if one of those small things had gone in a separate way, then things would be drastically different today. I think a good movie makes you think, especially when it makes you think about your own life and how you treat those around you.